pan pastel. There it is. Need an eraser. I'm only gonna use this material for this one. Actually, I should probably use this too. And this. Alright. As a young emerging artist, I was terrified to push the boundaries or to make something that I didn't know people were gonna like. The uncertainty of the unknown crippled me into not creating as effectively as I could. But the truth was that not taking a risk was actually limiting myself as an artist. You see, I grew up drawing the same thing over and over again. And yeah, it was super useful to do that. I actually got a lot better at drawing those specific things. That's actually one of the key ways that I got better at drawing and that I grew to love it. But as long as I remained in only that subject matter and only that style, I would not grow into the artist that I could become. In fact, it wasn't until late high school and early college that I actually started drawing and painting in other methods and other subject matter other than just graphite drawings on paper. And it wasn't of my own accord. We had classes that would actually force us to try different materials and try different subject matter. I didn't really appreciate it at the time, but it actually caused me to take more risks. If I didn't step out of my comfort zone, if I didn't try something new, then I wouldn't have passed, so I was forced to do it. The truth is, it could be daunting to try to get good at something that you never even tried. So that really helped my confidence. It caused me to try new things, even outside of the classroom, even outside of school, that I knew might fail and might not. I still wanted to try them, and I still wanted to get better at those things. That confidence helped me to take way more risks. One way I would advise on taking risks is actually changing your subject matter. I found a lot of my breakthrough moments as an artist drawing things that I otherwise didn't think I could previously draw. So next time you think, man, I can't draw that because I draw only, let's say, faces and I can't draw a cat. Take that leap and try it. You'll be surprised to see that you can do more than you anticipate. And even if it's not that good, you can build on it and use it as practice. Another way to take risks is actually the material you're using. I personally really love drawing in charcoal. So everybody just assumes that I loved it since I started with it, but the truth is I didn't. I grew up drawing with graphite, so the first time I picked up a charcoal pencil, I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I tried using it the same way that you use graphite. But the truth is it has way different properties, and so it didn't go well, and I didn't like it, and so I just hated charcoal because I couldn't do what I wanted to do with it. Once I leaned into it and gave it another chance, I actually saw that it could be effective in this way. And that's when my passion for charcoal actually emerged. It was using it to draw a certain way that I didn't know that I could draw previously. But the only way that happened was when I tried something new. I took a risk in the material that I was using. There are so many other ways to take risks as well, including changing your pose of what you draw or your angles and perspectives of what it is you're drawing or painting. Another one might be changing the scale at which you work. Maybe if you're painting these huge paintings, go down to a really small size and challenge yourself in that way. And if you're really comfortable with drawing really small, like in the corner of your notebook, try drawing really big instead. These risks bring discomfort, but they're designed to. Discomfort is the only way you really can grow as an artist. And that's the truth. Maybe if you only paint with color, try painting in only black and white. And vice versa. If you only draw with a pencil and you never use color, use some color and try it out. It might not be comfortable, it might not be the most fun you've ever had, but it'll make you stretch your skills, stretch your abilities, and grow. After repeatedly taking risks time after time again, you'll see it reflected in your work. You'll see your work become better, and you'll be able to take even further risks and just make your work that much better with each different piece. You'll even be able to implement certain techniques in the techniques that you've already mastered and kind of take from painting if you're drawing, and maybe take a little bit of drawing if you're painting. So the way this has played out in my life is that I really hate working in color. I pretty much do everything I can to keep color away from my pieces. But I knew that I would have to take a risk and start working in color. And so I ended up practicing and working with color anyway, even though it wasn't going to be my complete work. It might not be everything that I was showing at a gallery or a piece that I added to my collection, but it was so important for me to step out of my comfort zone and grow in that way. Working with color and experimenting with certain colors that I usually wouldn't actually helped me in my skin tones. And so a lot of my artwork now, especially the paintings, the oil paintings, they have skin tones in them, which is barely color in terms of when you look at something, you don't think that it's colorful if it has skin tones in the painting. But in turn, it's actually some of the most complex, difficult to master colors in the skin tones. It's so much harder to mix the perfect, warm, bright area on the skin or cool shadow that looks real than it is to just paint a blue sky on a canvas. But our mind doesn't read it as bright color, even though it's the most technical and complex grouping of colors available. So that forced me, which is pretty much a colorless artist, to dive in very deep into color theory and understanding tones and pigments and things that I really always wanted to avoid. But I took a risk and I tried it, and I was not good at it, especially at first, and I'm still growing in that today. So how do you have to take a risk? What's standing in the way of your growth as an artist? If you were to think of right now what it is you're most comfortable working in, what you draw, your subject matter, what you paint, the style in which you work, the colors in which you work, if you were to think about all those things and narrow it down to what you really enjoy and what you're really good at because you do it all the time, how do you change those things and take risks and make yourself grow as an artist? You're going to be very surprised at the things you'll learn. Not only will you learn so much about other methods and other techniques, skills, and subject matter, but it's going to be reflected in even the work that you already do and that you already love to do. Because when you revisit it, you're going to be seeing it from a different perspective. Even if it doesn't change your work dramatically on the way it looks, it's going to change you in your abilities and your skill sets, and it's going to affect it in less obvious ways, but in more of a professional way. So how are you going to take a risk? Let me know in the comments section what it is that you normally do, how you normally make your work, and how you're willing and looking to try to change that up and take a risk. So I hope this was thought-provoking, encouraging, and helpful. This is only my perspective, and it's very limited, but I hope that you guys get something out of it. I know I get a lot out of you guys and your feedback, and that's very encouraging to me as well, so I appreciate all of you. And my videographer Matt and I and the rest of the Mad Charcoal team really just are so appreciative of you guys, and we're so excited to be able to make these videos for you guys and have you along for the ride. Thanks for supporting Mad Charcoal. My name's Josh. Talk to you guys in the next one.